This is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome. We're going to start the show in just a moment. And boy, oh boy, we have so much to cover. I'm so excited. I am just so excited. This is a great time. It absolutely is. And I got a lot to cover. And I will start the mainstream in just a moment. And that's when the show will start. Now, for those of you that are new, I play audio and video, sound bites and stuff. To get all that, you're going to have to go to my mainstream. And I'm going to put a link to the mainstream in the description, and then the phone number to call in the live chat. You click the main live stream there that I'm putting in the description, and it will take you to where you can see and hear all the video. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start the stream now. Welcome to the Brian Craig Show podcast. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome one and all. We got a lot to cover. I'm going to go over in a few minutes everything that's going on with these people online about their food stamp benefits, the SNAP benefits they're called, but that's the new thing, EBT, SNAP, food stamps, it's all the same thing. And because of the Schumer shutdown, the food stamps are going to be cut off. And I want to go through this and talk about it. And I'm going to play some of the videos of people that are having these insane meltdowns that they're putting up on social media about getting their SNAP benefits cut. So we're going to cover all of that and more. But there's a couple of things I want to go through first. And, you know, there's so much talk these days about Antifa because, you know, they're on the move all over the country. But mainly in Portland, we're seeing them a lot now. And Nick Sorter, I showed a video this morning. He went to their safe house. He showed their safe house on X in Portland, which is like 1 or 2 blocks away from the ICE facility in Portland. It was amazing. I showed it on the stream this morning. And I wanted to show you this. And it's a video from January 6th. And if there's one person I could identify, if I could only identify one person that was wearing a mask on January 6th, it would be this guy. I want to show you this, and I want to ask you this question. This person, and you're welcome to call me on the program about it. If you're watching live, the number's toll-free. It's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. If you're watching on the live stream with the green behind me, you want to go to my main live stream where you can see and hear all the video and audio and everything that I play. There's a link in the description of that video with the green behind me. It'll take you right there. I want to ask you, there's 3 choices to choose from, right? A, B, and C. I'm going to show you this video from January 6th, and I want you to let me know if you think this person is, there's 3 choices, MAGA, Antifa, or a Fed. A, B, C. Is this person MAGA, Antifa, or a Fed? All right, now let me share this with you. And this is the person I've been wondering about for all these years. And this is the person who broke the window. Is he MAGA, Antifa, or a Fed? And watch the video. This is from January 6th. He just broke the window on the Capitol building. I mean, the way that he's carrying himself. A is MAGA, B is Antifa, C is Fed. Which do you think he is? But don't give me the A, B, and C. Give me the answer either MAGA, Antifa, or Fed in the chat, or you're welcome to call me. Now here's a guy who's MAGA who's trying to stop him, right? He comes up with the American flag. This guy's MAGA, and he's trying to stop him from breaking the window of the Capitol. It's is he MAGA, Antifa, or a Fed? Let me know. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take some calls in a bit. And that's the one guy that I've wondered about all these years. And if I could only identify one person on January 6th whose identity is unknown, it would be that guy. All right, the number is 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening from, 888-465-2631. Okay, so the left are having meltdowns. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll get to the calls shortly. There's another thing I want to share here first. The never-Trumpers, the Democrats, the liberals, the left, the fake news media, they've been having these meltdowns over the ballroom that Trump's building. Now, the ballroom is being paid for by the president himself and donors. No government money. It's over $200 million from donors and the president, right? And you've heard some references to the basketball court that President Obama built. Well, do you know how much the basketball court cost? Look at this. $376 million. And it was paid for by taxpayers. A $376 million basketball court that I don't even know if he ever used for more than a photo op or two. And it was taxpayer money. He tore out a tennis court that had been there since the early 1900s. Listen, yeah. So I don't know what they're all upset with Trump about. Listen. For the basketball court. Can you imagine taxpayer money, almost $400 million to build a basketball court? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So what are they talking about? All right, let me take some of these calls because I would think they want to answer my question. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Mike.
I think that guy is a Fed dressed like Antifa.
Why do you say Fed? What makes you say Fed, not Antifa?
I think because remember Ray Epps was a Fed dressed like MAGA, so I think they had him on both sides because we know that they had a great number of not just federal agents but federal assets in the crowd. So I think this guy's a federal asset probably, and he's dressed like Antifa.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you're the first guesser. We don't know. The person has not been identified, and I don't know if they got enough info to identify him. Although his pants are pretty distinctive if they went on surveillance. You know, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Job for 9, calling from California. Good afternoon, Brian.
Hey,
Hope
what's
you're
up?
Doing well.
I'm very well.
That's fantastic. Fed, my
Fed.
selection.
Why do you say Fed?
Because he was dressed as Antifa. On that particular day, Antifa was dressed as MAGA. MAGA was dressed as MAGA.
Yes.
And then, and then Fed. And plus, if you actually look at it, he ended up taking it out kind of nonchalantly. Antifa typically does their stuff right out front and doesn't really hold back. And then he actually tried to blame it, or looked like it, attempting to blame it, the act on that guy that he...
Yeah, Antifa masks were American flags and things like that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so yeah. And I am totally excited about the ballroom. He can do whatever he wants as far as I'm concerned. He's in there right now. Everybody else has done other stuff to it. Your wonderful podcast yesterday showed that the whole thing was gutted, and the only thing was left was the outside walls. houses get updated. It's called the White House, and there you go.
There you go.
I'm excited because according to what I'm hearing is that the shutdown is going to be resolved either today or tomorrow, because they're going on some spree right now of their filibustering. So that's fantastic. But the reason why it seems that they ended up kind of cutting it short was because of the SNAP program, because people on SNAP were going to end up losing their you-know-what if they didn't get their food stamps.
Yep.
So, you know something? I've come to the realization, or maybe I'm hoping that Trump will actually end up doing this as well, that if you're receiving any sort of subsidy from the government, you should be doing something for yourself. And I know that they have the Medicare work.
Well, there's listen, there's. Well, I'll get into that. I'm gonna get to the SNAP stuff next, but I'll get my thoughts then. All right, I'll take another call or two on this, then we'll move on. But it seems the consensus is fed, and I think we got some good explanation. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
IB. Good morning, good afternoon, and good day, Brother Brian.
Hey, IB.
How are you feeling?
What's up? That's a good cover for saying good morning in the afternoon. I appreciate that's a good cover. The slip.
You know what? You are slicker than I am.
Yes.
But but seriously, my morning is running into my day. You know what? You guys were not upset. Granted, a black man put a basketball court. Think about all the racist presidents that would conceive in their grave, rolling over the Confederates. That there's a black man that has basketball courts shooting early in the morning, smoking a cigarette. Go figure.
The reason that Obama, I don't know if he used the basketball court. I think he put it in there so he could seem down with the black people, right?
No,
he's supposed to have a basketball court.
I think he did have No, he did shoot. I think he did shoot once or twice, maybe just for the camera.
Exactly.
But he didn't use it.
But it cost almost $400 million, and it was taxpayer money. President Trump is paying for this with his own money and donors' money. It's not costing the taxpayers a dollar.
Hey, Democrats, could you imagine just spending $100,000 to put a basketball court at your house for your children, but this guy spends $400 million on your expense in the White House? Unnecessary. And Trump is doing something out of his pocket to make it better for America. That's what Make America Great Again is. And you guys are writing him about it. It's ludicrous. I mean, it's ludicrous.
It sure is.
And you know what? I don't even want to get in. I don't even want to get into Mandami. I mean, like, remember, Islam means to submit. They are spawned. They're spawning through the whole country, and we must take them down. And he will beg. New York will get to their knees, and he will have to come to Trump and beg not only for forgiveness, because once that money goes away and the corporations leave, and the people who really have the ability to leave, and they may even leave their own houses for the safety of their children. They may even walk away from their own houses and maybe try to sell it from Texas or Florida or somewhere else.
It's possible.
There's so many things. There's so many things in motion, and when the riots start and people start going into stores when he wins, and they know immediately they can go steal up to $1,000.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have those revolving.
This thing. Mandami is legalizing like misdemeanors, which includes prostitution, assault, and theft up to $1,000. So I want to know what that means. Can I go to like 10 stores a day and steal $1,000, or is it $1,000 a day? How does that work?
What it means is giving the goons, those little guys under the bridge that are the bad ones, the ghouls. He's giving them dominion to run free and run rampage. Now, and that's going to not only create a certain fear and control, but then again, he's going to also have his other people, the Muslims, creating, like someone mentioned, Sharia law. Imagine hearing the bells like Richie's bus driver
That's
say.
Exactly right.
Imagine hearing bells at 4:30 and 5 o'clock.
Oh my goodness! The call to prayer. I know it'll be. Listen, IB, I got to run because I got a lot to cover. I don't want to talk about Mamdani too much right now. But I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for the call. It seems to be pretty unanimous. Everyone thinks that guy's a Fed. I agree. The fact that he was in Antifa clothes, I think, is a tip-off that he's a Fed. The Antifa were dressed as MAGA. That's exactly right. So I agree with all of you guys that the guy was a Fed. Yeah, I agree. when that was happening live and I was watching it on television in my living room, I was thinking that, and I wanted to know who that person was all these years later. All right, now I want to talk about, I'm going to play some of the videos of these SNAP people that we've been seeing all over social media today, because the SNAP benefits, they're not going to get their EBT. SNAP benefits are food stamps. EBT, food stamps, SNAP, it's called all kinds of, kinds of different things, but it's all the same. And because of the Schumer shutdown, come November 1st, which is a week from Saturday, they're not going to get their benefits. And I want to say this before we go through these clips. MAGA, the president, Republicans, conservatives, we are not against EBT. We are not against food assistance. We are not against SNAP. We're not against food stamps. What we're against are what we're seeing with these videos. People that are able-bodied and able to work who are retired. They're just retired. They have no intention on ever working. They don't plan on working. I've got a few I want to play for you. That's what we're the corruption around it. And that's what ticks us off. Anyone who is in a situation in this country should not go without. But you guys that are watching me right now, how do you get your food? You work. So now some of you may be on hard times. It may be on food stamps, and I want to be very clear about what I'm talking about. Myself personally, as well as the president, MAGA, Republicans, and conservatives, I don't want anyone who is on hard times or has a disability or is elderly or has a health-related issue. If you're receiving assistance of any kind, what I'm going to talk about from this point forward has nothing to do with you. You are the reason these programs exist. To help those who are deserving, who are in need. Not people like this, okay? And this is, you guys, you follow me. I did a live stream at 5 in the morning this morning for 4 hours, and I've been working all day. Now here I am again, and you guys work hard and long hours too, and I do this every day of the week. This, this is what we do. But there are people out there that are retired without ever entering the workforce, and we're seeing a lot of that now. Let me play. Now, I did play this one this morning, but the other ones I'm going to play I've not shared before. Now this one, isn't that crazy? Now this one here, when I first saw this morning before the show, she caught me off guard because I thought she was going to say, I'm not going to be that way. I'm not going to teach. And then she's like, yeah, I'm that way, and I'm passing that on to my kids. I was shocked when the way she's at the end. Now again, the videos that I'm going to share of people talking about their food stamp, EBT, SNAP benefits, these are all able-bodied people that could work, but they don't have to because they're comfortable with the lifestyle that is provided them by welfare, and that's just it's infuriating is what it is. Let me pull some of the other ones up, and it's okay. Here's another one. I've got a few of these to share. Listen to this. Okay, so there's a theme that you hear with this. A lot of these people, what they're talking about is they feel entitled to go and shoplift now. And I'll tell you, when I was first living out on my own, I did not make a lot of money. When I moved out on my own, I was making $5 an hour. $5 an hour. I worked 2 jobs. I worked at a radio station doing overnights. I worked from 3 a.m. till 11 a.m. in the morning at a radio station. And then I had another job that I had to be at noon. And I didn't make that much money there either. And I had rent, and I had electric, and I had food, and I had gas. And I discovered a lot of things that were really nice that I would do. Like Taco Bell was the best. Taco Bell, we had Taco Viva back then. Anybody remember Taco Viva? You could get a lot of tacos for $5, right? I mean, they were like 50 cents back then. So I ate a lot of tacos. I ate a lot of macaroni and cheese, and I was happy. And I still had money for beer and stuff too, you know. But the idea that I could go out and get food stamps, it didn't even occur to me. I didn't even know I could, and even if I could, I don't think I would have. I mean, listen to this guy. I'm so glad they put the captions on here because I would not be able to understand this guy. Wow. You know, you know what? There's a lot of things about this that just blow my mind. Okay, it's one thing to do it, right? It's another thing to record a video and put it out there on social media and let the world know that you are premeditating, right? You are planning a crime. That's the entitlement has gone to a whole new level, and all of these people that are on these food, they're young, which also blows my mind. They're young. You know, they're not. Now that last guy might have some type of mental disability. He very well may. He's pretty bad, but you know, they're young. They have the ability to work, and work isn't even on their radar. You know, and you got to wonder how many people on these programs are like this. I don't know what kind of reform we can do to weed these people off the programs, but my goodness. Yeah, well, like get a job or a second job. You know, there has not been a time in my life, in my adult life, okay, because when I was younger, I was in school, I had a job, but in my adult life, there hasn't been more than a short little brief of time where I wasn't doing 2 things. I mean, like now, even, right? You guys see, you know, I'm on the radio in the mornings. I mean, I have a pretty good job, right? I'm on a bunch of FM radio stations at Morning Drive, and I'm still doing all these other things. right? I've been that way my whole life. When I was working on the radio, I have jobs at offices. I used to sell cars. A lot of you don't know that. I used to sell cars. I used to sell cars part-time at CarMax once for a while. So I've always had a second job, a second source of income. And, you guys hear when I have Jupiter Joe Thomas on, how many times have you heard me say to him that, successful people, you want to have as many income streams coming in as you can, right? At least 3. I talk about that a lot. That's something I've learned from successful people, but also because I've always done something. The radio show ends at 9 o'clock. I don't have to do anything after that. Whatever I do before 6 a.m. and after 9 a.m. is my own time, and I don't work on the weekends, and I still, with my main job, but I still always have been doing things after, even when I was a board op, and I wasn't even on the air yet, I would board op at more than one radio station, so that's just me, okay? And I'm not saying everybody needs to work 2 jobs, but the reason I bring this up is these are all young people, and they won't even work 1 job. It just blows my mind. See, I don't even know what these words mean. What is mutual aid? Does anyone know what she's talking about? See, it's amazing to me. These they know how to game the system, don't they? What are mutual benefits? I've heard of Mutual of Omaha. I've heard of mutual funds. I've heard of mutual agreements. I don't know what that is. Well, we're not talking about grandma or your mom who's elderly, okay? We're talking about people in their 20s. Yeah, so am I. Aren't you? Well, will you get a job, though? Will you get? You're not going to mope and cry. Will you get a job? Oh, my goodness. She's trying to find other places to get handouts. Okay, yeah, Starbucks, Chipotle, Walmart, they're all hiring, okay? They're all hiring. McDonald's, hiring. They're all hiring. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. What a world we are in. All right, let's take some of these calls. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Sean from Massachusetts.
Hey, Sean.
These people are hilarious, this woman says that she's angry, she's upset, so we're, the American people that work, we're angry.
Exactly.
And,
exactly. What the hell?
And amazing how these people that will come in, these 20 million illegals, they were all saw in the retirement plan, enough is enough. And you know what, they're not going to get it either. And it's time, most of these people are very young, and that's the really troubling thing. It started like a couple months ago where, they were remember they were cutting out the junk food for the benefits?
Yes.
You can only buy, stamps would only buy healthy food, which is reasonable. And I think it's made a big.
Well, I don't know how it works now, but when I, you guys have often heard me say this. When I was in high school, and when I first started in radio, right out of high school, I worked at Publix, the big grocery store chain here in Florida, and I was a stockman. But when it got busy, I'd run a cash register when it got really busy, right? And I remember people would come in with food stamps, and back then they didn't have the card. They actually had the stamps. It looked like Canadian money. The stamps looked like Canadian money. It was in different colors and denominator and stuff. And when someone was paying with food stamps, they would tell you, and then there was a button you pushed on the cash register, and it gave you two totals. One was the food stamp total, and the other was the cash total, because a lot of things weren't. And I remember having to get managers, people arguing. What do you mean this isn't covered? On my food stamps. Me, I'd give them the food stamps on the down low. But they're like putting a spotlight on themselves. But I know that the EBT covers a lot more than it used to. You can even buy clothes with it. You can buy stamps at the post office with it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, like you said, back in the day, it was almost like you didn't want people to know, and you tried to just use it. And a lot of people were trying to, back then maybe there was more of a time for it was necessary for some people that were having hard times. And I get it.
It is, and I don't want anybody in this audience to think I'm making fun of people that are on government assistance. It is there for people who are deserving, are needing it, elderly, sick, disabled, someone's fallen on hard times. That's what it's for. I'm talking about, like this next one I'm going to play. I'll pull it up on the screen. I'm talking about like this girl here. The thing about the difference between the days when they were the actual stamps that look like Canadian money, and now it's like a debit card, and it took the shame out of it. Like people don't know. It used to be like some people would be embarrassed, and that was a deterrent.
Yeah.
And when they started putting it in the debit card, it took embarrassment away from it for everybody. There's some people that obviously don't care, but a lot of people would be embarrassed, and that card took the embarrassment away.
That's a good point, because you know what? Yeah, they took the embarrassment away. I mean, they took this. Now it's more incentive for people to just do it without having to do anything because they don't want to do anything. And they use that excuse. Oh, I grew up that way. Well, you know what? I say to that, it's like when people grow up in bad areas. You have to have the common sense enough to know, don't do that. Don't commit that crime. Don't do that. I think at some point you debate. Most of the people are young and able-bodied, of course. And then you're in a bad area.
Well, I remember we had a really bad hurricane. I think it was Hurricane Wilma. Around the time of Hurricane Wilma, that's when Steve and I met William Youngerman, was right after Hurricane Wilma. We had a couple of hurricanes that were pretty bad that hit 2 weeks apart. And FEMA was set up at a local mall. And I remember and they were giving stuff away. And I remember they were giving cash away and stuff. There was a line of cars a mile long, but they were like expensive cars, like luxury cars and stuff. These are people that didn't need the $300. But they were getting something for free, Pete. That's I don't know. I something's got to be done about this. I'm glad they made these TikTok videos, and I'm sure the president's seen some of them.
Oh yeah, he's up on everything.
He must be pissed.
He knows what's going on.
He always knows.
And I think that it's good. He knows it all. And you know what? And I think that's the truth, that people are exposing themselves. And thank God in a way for some of this. I'm not a biggest fan of TikTok, but I'll say one thing. It does give us the ground here on what's going on with these people and what they're trying to do. I mean, like that other guy said, he's going to rob the stores. Well, you just expose yourself, buddy.
I mean, who makes a video and puts it up on TikTok that they're going to commit crime? Hey, listen, I got to run, but we'll talk again. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take a break and come back, and I've got more. I'll take more of your calls and also some more of these videos to play. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast, where MAGA comes to talk. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's Brian Craig Show podcast. Make sure you give Jupiter Joe a call. He'll take very good care of you. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999 and online, jupiterjoe.com. And where you saw me sitting there, that's where you see me. If you ever see me on television and I do hits on TV, that's where I'm sitting and doing it from. Just the lighting's a little different when I'm doing TV. All right, back to the phones. We're talking about these SNAP people that are upset that their benefits are being cut because of the Schumer shutdown. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jody from Illinois.
Hey, Jody, what's on your mind?
Well, first I want to say I love your show.
Thank you.
I've been watching it for a couple months now. You're talking about the SNAP benefits.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What angers me is the entitlement of these people thinking that, where do they think this comes from?
Yeah.
What's your opinion? Like, what is your opinion? Because when it first began, it was just.
Well, I'll tell you where it happens. You've got people. We've got a class of people larger than I think we realize, or that they're institutionalized, like somebody that's in prison for 30 years, right? They don't know another way. Mm-hmm. You heard the first one I played is why I played that one this morning. The other ones I've not played before, and I played that one first is because she said her grandparents pass it on to her parents pass it on to her, and she's passing it on. So they're institutionalized, right? Remember, you ever see Shawshank Redemption? Everybody's seen that movie. It used to be on.
I know, that's my favorite movie.
Okay, remember? Well, now hold on. Now remember when those guys would get out of prison, they couldn't hack it in the real world because they were institutionalized in the prison. That's how these people are. They're institutionalized in welfare. Same thing, like Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good analogy. But this is the thing: is you talk about how you worked $5, and
I did.
I think we're about the same age. And I've been to the point where I ate once a day or every other day. They don't have pride.
Yes. No pride, no embarrassment, no shame.
And firsthand, I remember going to the store and somebody getting 6 cases of water for free, and all they had to do was pay the taxes, which was $5, and they didn't even want to pay that.
Yeah.
And that infuriated me.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that Trump is pulling that back, because I totally agree. But that's all I wanted to say.
Well, I appreciate
you.
All right, take care. Well, I appreciate you too. All right. If you're on hold, hang in there. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll free, 888-465-2631. It's pinned in the live chat, 888-465-2631. And what I've been doing, if you're just tuning in, the food stamps, also known as SNAP benefits and EBT, because of the Schumer shutdown, they're not going to be paid come November 1st. And people that are living their life on EBT instead of working have been making TikTok videos all day. God forbid they look for a job. But they've been making TikTok videos all day complaining that their food stamps are being cut off. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. Yeah, the last caller said it. There's no shame. There's no shame anymore. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Peter, and I live in Virginia Beach.
Hey, what's up?
I got a question. You ever notice how they have tattoos, hair weaves, and long nails?
Yeah, there are a lot of
Using
long
an
nails and stuff.
iPhone?
Yeah. Making videos on iPhones. Yeah. In cars. Yeah, I noticed that now. Now that you bring that up, yeah, they have money for all that stuff. Can you pay for the hair and the nails with EBT? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Well, now the work requirements have kicked in October 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have to do, I think, like 80 hours.
Some of them require. Some of them require. Some of these people in the videos talk about it. Sometimes it's 20 hours a week of work. Sometimes it's community service. There's all kinds of different things people are required to do.
80 hours a month. I used to do 80 hours a week.
Yeah, well, that's about what I'm doing now. Probably more. Actually, more. But
Well, I appreciate everything you do.
Well, thank you.
The one thing I've noticed, the one thing I've noticed today, which has been different, there is a filibuster going on in the Senate right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going on for 22 plus hours.
Yeah.
Now, every other vote in the Senate to pass the clean, continuing resolution has not faced that. I wonder why that's possibly happening.
Yeah. Good point. Good questions.
There might be a possibility that...
A lot of people think it's getting ready to get settled. They're doing the filibustering while it's getting settled.
Well, I'm thankful for that, because every other time there was a dirty backroom deal that was done involving Schumer, and this is the Schumer shutdown.
That's right. It absolutely is.
Yep,
it is.
With these TikToks that are out here, it sort of lit a fire, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope it is settled before. I plan on doing the last of my shopping on the 30th of this month. And let's hope something goes through and is a clean CR is passed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But
well, listen, I'm gonna move on, but I appreciate the call.
You have a good day, sir.
You too. All right, take care. All right, take care. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. This is Robert from Coconut Creek.
Hey, Robert. What's up?
First time calling you, and I was interested in talking about this situation with EBT.
Well, hold on. Let me answer these calls while we're doing that. All right, go ahead. Oh, no, hold on. All right, yeah, go ahead.
I was no expert on this, so I had to do a little research. And the first thing I would say is that the people that are on TikTok, some of these social media videos, I wouldn't put a lot of credence into it. I think that some of those people just want attention.
No, they're real. No, they're real. No, they want attention, but they're for real. They're on EBT. It's for real.
Let's assume you're right. Let's assume you're right and they're for real. Okay? I'm going to say this much. Number one, November 1, they're going to get their EBT. It's impossible. If the people do not get that money, that will be the end. I mean, you're talking, that's a high-stakes game that we can't even afford to play, because the mass media, they're going to show senior citizens.
No, who cares what the mass media does? And it's not the senior citizens will be fine. Hey, listen, I'm gonna move on. I don't need to hear his liberal crap about this. Let me take another couple calls or two. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Jimmy from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
Oh, not much. I just want to understand why you guys are trying to blame the Democratic Party for the government shutdown, considering the government right now is ran by the Republicans, considering they control the House, the Senate, and the White House.
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I'm going to answer it. And unfortunately for you, you don't have a proper knowledge of social studies and how the Senate
knowledge
works.
is
you have no idea what. No, you don't know what you're. Excuse me. You're about to learn. Excuse me. You're about to learn something that you don't know. Okay. The Senate works a little differently than the House. Okay, with these types of votes where they have a continuing resolution where they're dealing with budget issues, it's not a simple majority vote. They have to have a 60 vote majority to pass this. That's the rules of the Senate. So we don't have 60 Republicans.
Exactly. So why can't the Republicans give a little bit of
What, the Republicans? What you mean? Give 25 million illegals health insurance? That's insanity. No.
They can't. It is federally illegal to give illegal immigrants fucking health care. You guys know this.
But Democrats don't care. They still do it. They still do it.
Spreading this lie. It's a lie. You guys keep spreading bullshit lies. How about you stop sucking Trump's dick?
Calm down, Antifa.
It's a lie.
Calm down.
I'm not Antifa. I'm an American, unlike you idiots that think Trump is the best thing for America.
What kind of American are you? A South American?
No, I'm 100% American. I was actually I'm Native American, unlike you idiots from Europe.
Like an Indian?
Stole our country.
What tribe? What tribe are you?
Yes, Indian.
What tribe?
Blackfoot.
Blackfoot.
Cherokee, Potawatomi.
Let me hear
Which
some.
one would you like me to?
The one I'd like to hear.
Wisconsin, fool.
Yeah. Let me hear you speak some.
Potawatomi.
Some Indian.
There you go.
Let's hear some.
But
Let's hear you. Talk to me. Talk to me in your English. Talk to me in your. Excuse me. Talk to me in your native Indian language.
Back a rapist.
Talk to me in your native Indian language. Oh, he hung up. Oh, yeah. He doesn't speak Indian. Guess he's not Indian. Oh boy, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, my name is Jeff. I live in Vancouver, Washington.
Hey, what's up?
Can you explain to me the logic of putting Qatar fighter pilots in our backyard?
Well, yeah, I'll explain that to you. It's a good question. Okay, now tell me what you think is the situation with the Qatari Air Force.
Sure. Okay,
and then I'll respond
to see
if you're up to speed.
What I think is Netanyahu.
No. We're talking about no. Hold on. We're talking about. Slow down. No. I'm not handing the show over to you. Okay, I got a hot show and a lot of stuff to cover. So I'm not going to hand you over to give me a play down of some lefty documentary. The Qatari fighter pilots. What is your understanding of what they're doing with the United States Air Force? What's your understanding of the situation?
My understanding is that they're putting fighter jets in Idaho to help train Qatar fighter pilots.
Where do you guys get your information? Okay, we have a military agreement with Qatar, and what they're and as we do with all of the countries around the world that we have agreements with, relationships with, alliances with, and friendships with. Some pilots from Qatar will be at a U.S. Air Force base training with U.S. Air Force pilots. They're not going to be Qatar aircraft. There's not going to be a Qatar Air Force base. They're going to be American fighter jets, not Qatari Air Force flying over our lands.
I would suggest you go back and look at it again.
I get my information. I get my information from the Secretary of War. His name's Pete Hegseth. You may have heard of him.
And that's what he said on the TV. And that's what he said on his Twitter, is that he's not going to be their air base, but it will be their jet.
Okay, so
it'll be our air base.
So what's the problem?
They used our airports in 9/11 too, didn't they? Dumb shit.
Oh my goodness. Great vocabulary from these people today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Las Vegas, Andrew.
Hey Andrew, what up?
Oh, nothing. I just, I like a lot of what you have to say. The real problem I have is like, how are you about the Constitution? Are you a constitutionalist or no?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, because the whole thing with the Trump and the third term.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think that's okay?
Yes, of course.
And how do you legally think that's okay?
You changed the law. You changed the law.
No, I know, but that's like my opinion is that like anything after like basically 9/11.
You know what they say about opinions.
Well, I know, but like our government's been hijacked for a long period of time, and they've been just trampling the Constitution.
Oh, I know, trampling. You're a constitutionalist out there in Vegas. You're an American patriot.
Well, I'm not originally from here. You know
in fact, I would say if you're as you parade yourself around as some originalist of the Constitution, the original Constitution of the United States, which was ratified when? When was the Constitution ratified?
Originally? You know,
It was only ratified
sure.
once.
The Articles
It was
of
a-
Confederation.
No, I'm not talking about the
was
Articles of Confederation. We're
1774.
talking about the Constitution. You said you're a constitutionalist, a defender of the
Yeah,
Constitution.
I got
It was only
it right here.
ratified once. When was it
I'm
ratified?
sorry I'm not in the dates. And why do you always like to just insult everybody?
Well, you're calling in on your high holy horse of moral
No,
superiority
I'm
that you're a
asking you a couple
constitutionalist
questions.
and you don't even know about it. You don't even know when it was ratified.
You like to incite and you like to hurt people. That's all you like to do.
No, I'm not
You're
inciting
trying to
or
have
hurting
conversation.
anyone. What I'm telling you is that you're full of it. If you were this right honorable who stands by he hung up to the constitutionalist, you would know it was ratified in 1787. And if you're an originalist constitutionalist person, as you claim to be, there were no term limits. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? I missed everything you said. All right, let me get back to, sorry, I didn't have the phone, I hit the wrong button. All right, so here's another woman talking about her SNAP benefits, EBT, food stamp benefits. Oh, well, excuse me, I didn't realize. It's your responsibility to feed her. Oh my goodness. We're in another place, friends. We are in a completely different place. Oh, did I share that? I don't think I shared this one. This is another video by the girl that was in the car. People get $4,000 a month for food stamps? Jeez. Holy jeez. Is that what she said? Let me rewind that. What about the fathers of these 4 children? I say fathers plural, I just assume. Oh my goodness. Oh, I rewound it by it. Let me fast forward. No, I think she might have called me earlier. I don't know. She's got about the same vocabulary as some of our callers out there. Now, I want to tell you guys about Dr. Philip Appleton. Oh man, his robotic laser wave pain treatment is an absolute miracle. You guys heard me. He's rid me of pain 7 times. And I'd been suffering from some pretty bad pain for many, many years. My knee pain I'd suffered from for 30 years. And not only did he rid me of pain 7 times, none of the pains that he's treated me for have returned. I was blown away after 30 years of suffering from my knee pain. After 2 treatments, my pain was gone. It hasn't returned. It was over 3 years ago. It works on every type of pain I've ever heard of. This is a very incomplete list, but some of the more common ones: arthritis, bronchial neuralgia, bursitis, hip pain, knee pain, lumbar pain, muscular contraction, sciatica, strains and sprains, tinnitus, tennis elbow, neck pain, stenosis, and many, many more. Give Dr. Appleton a call. You know, the consultation with Dr. Appleton is free, and appointments are not necessary. So go in, meet with him, take advantage of that no-charge free consultation. He'll explain to you how his robotic laser wave pain treatment can help you. And do what I've done 7 times. Say bye-bye to your pain. And we've had listeners travel from all over the United States to see Dr. Appleton. He's that good. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Now, why can't you hang up on me?
Because I was done talking with you, just like I'm going to do now. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hi, Brian.
Yes.
It's Joan from Tampa Bay. How you doing?
All right, Joan.
The lady that you just had on, you just showed, she has other things. The government found out that she's paid from TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yes, she has an income.
Oh, boy.
And if you look way back on her posts, there's one that they're telling her that she owes them back money from them paying her because they found out that she gets an income from TikTok.
Uh-oh, so she might have to pay them back some money.
Right. And they stopped all that, all her stuff because she has an income. And apparently they found out how much it is, and she doesn't qualify any longer.
Oh, my. That's great. So she found a job doing TikToks.
Well, TikToks, and I don't know, I guess she posts on other things too. And a lot of these people that post, they get paid.
Hey, being an online influencer is a living. Look what I'm doing it right now. Right?
Well, yeah. Well, that's what she is, and she's paid.
That's great.
So she has it.
Well, good. We smoked her out. She got busted. She got caught. Hey, listen, Joan, appreciate the call. Take care. All right. Well, that's some good info. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
James from New Mexico.
Hey, James, what's on your mind?
Hey, so you guys are talking about this base in Idaho or something.
There is no base in Idaho. There is no base in Idaho. There's a U.S. Air Force base. There's no Qatari Air Base. That's not true.
I didn't say Qatari. I just said base. Chill out. I just said base. I didn't say Qatari. Don't try to get me with your gotcha. It's going to be maintained and funded by the Qatari government.
No, that's not true. It's not true.
Simple Google search will prove you wrong.
Google search. I go to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, not Google.
They came from the Secretary of War. Where did they get it from? Dude?
I got it from his own mouth. There's some of their pilots are going to train with ours like other countries have been doing for decades. All right, take care. Oh my goodness, these people will believe anything. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Democrat. I am
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Stefan from Ohio.
Yes. Am I supposed to do some intro music or something for you?
Oh, no. Sorry. I just had one question. Why do right-wing grifters always have this incest, dipshit look to them?
I don't know what that is, and I don't know when you say grifter. Let me ask you, is a grifter somebody that works for a living as opposed to sit at home like you? Exactly. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's James from New Mexico. I don't know if I lost connection or if
No, you lost the connection. You lost the connection, yeah. All right, let me play a couple more of these TikToks. You know what it is? We've obviously hit a sore spot with some of the liberals out there. Yeah. She's lucky she's not going to jail for committing fraud, right? Oh boy. Oh boy, it's getting worse for these people. It's getting worse. Oh man. Well, let's go to our favorite president. This is live. It's the Fox News reporter, Jackie Heinrich. This is the boat we took out, and the drug boat we just took out. That's all right. Wow. That's something. Wow. Wow. Nine 11 times 10. Wow, he's talking about land action now. Exactly. Exactly. I love Marco Rubio. That's amazing. This is absolutely freaking amazing. Heck no. That's right. That's right. This guy loves Trump, just like we do. Mm-hmm. These are the best press conferences, aren't they? Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Look at that. That is a palace. It looks like Mar-a-Lago. And less than the basketball court by 100 million. Brian Glenn, Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend. The president's actually paying out of his own pocket. When have you heard that before? Oh, this is good. I love it. I love it. That's right, they do. Yes. Sure he is. Wall Street Journal's owned by News Corp Fox. I love this guy. Don't you love him? Press 1 if you love Trump. Yeah, Spain should be on their own. Kick them out. That'll be great. See how they have the ropes holding back the press? I love it. Yep. Welcome to the new subs. Mm-hmm. That's right. Because they're idiots. Exactly. I like this guy. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the new subscriber, Steve. Welcome. What a boom for the economy, right? Europe's buying our weapons. We're not giving them, they're buying them. Jeffrey, new subscriber, welcome. Oh, whoa, he's going to show out. That'd be great. That was a great one, wasn't it? Oh, that was a great press conference. I mean, that was a good one. That was a good one. I love when he calls out those reporters, don't you guys? Oh, man. Now, if you're new to the program, my name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I live stream every day in the mornings, in the afternoons, on the weekends. And I take live calls when I'm live streaming. I was taking calls earlier on the stream. So when you watch, you see the number pinned in the live chat. You can call me live on the air. If you're new, welcome. And all of you who subscribe during this stream, welcome to the community. You'll enjoy this channel and the community we have here. Again, my name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.